Who is Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy?
Who is Eddie Murphy?
Who is Eddie Murphy?
Who is Eddie Murphy?
Eddie Murphy, arguably considered your favorite comedian's favorite comedian. The legendary entertainer has shaped the landscape of comedy and film, breaking barriers with his unique voice, bold humor, and unforgettable characters. From his early days on Saturday Night Live to box office hits like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America, Murphy has become an icon and living legend, blending raw talent with charm. With each role, he's shown a rare versatility to make audiences laugh, feel, and think, leaving an indelible mark on generations.
Walking up to people going,
"Hey boy, hey boy, you look mighty cute in them jeans."
Eddie Murphy isn't just a comedian, he's a cultural phenomenon. His first movie was a highly anticipated film, 1982's blockbuster hit, 48 Hours, starring Murphy as the very cool and collective street-smart con man Reggie Hammond, along with Nick Nolte, the tough but troubled San Francisco detective. Their partnership is considered one of the first buddy cop stories on film. With a budget of just $12 million, the movie went on to gross over $80 million. The film was directed by the very well-known director Walter Hill, known for the classic 1979 film The Warriors, based on gang life in New York. Coincidentally, Hill also directed comedic legend Richard Pryor in the 1985 classic film Brewster's Millions. 48 Hours became an instant success for Murphy, especially with memorable scenes that are still talked about today.
all right, listen up. I don't like white people. I hate rednecks. You people are rednecks. That means I'm enjoying this shit.
When 48 Hours opened in December 1982, it had a strong start at the box office, securing the #1 spot for 2 consecutive weeks until it dropped to the 3rd spot behind the comedy classic film, The Toy, coincidentally, another Richard Pryor film, and Airplane Part 2, the sequel. But 48 Hours became one of the top-grossing films of 1982. This feat cemented Eddie Murphy as a star on the rise. There were other notable cast members who contributed to the success of the film. After Murphy and Nolte, there was James Remar as the #1 bad guy and antagonist with his partner in crime, Billy Bear, played by the late Sonny Landham. Both actors are known for playing the tough guy types. Remar was Ajax in the Warriors Gang movie, challenging Swan to be warlord and leader, and many might not recognize him as Butch Pooch, the bodyguard and fearless gunman in Django Unchained for Candyland, starring Jamie Foxx and Leo DiCaprio. There was former professional football player turned actor, Frank McRae. The 6'6" actor played just 6 games for the Chicago Bears as a defensive tackle, but had a longer career in Hollywood playing diverse characters, mainly in positions of leadership. Also, the very beautiful and attractive actress Olivia Brown, more popularly known for her role as Trudy Joplin on the hit TV show Miami Vice. David Patrick Kelly in the role of Luther, another member of Gans's gang. And he also starred in The Warriors, with the character's name Luther as well. Brian James played the role of Kehoe. Although Murphy was the star everyone wanted to see, he did not receive top billing on the movie poster for 48 Hours. It was Nolte's name that came first. At the time, Murphy was still an up-and-coming comedian and actor, earning a modest $450,000 for his breakout role as Reggie Hammond. 8 years later, Murphy's career had skyrocketed. By the time the sequel, titled Another 48 Hours, went into production in 1989, he was one of Hollywood's most bankable stars, commanding a massive $12 million paycheck, more than 25 times what he earned for the original film. This figure reflected not only his box office power, but also the massive successes of films like Beverly Hills Cop and Coming to America. The sequel was made on a budget of $50 million, with a significant portion going to Murphy's salary. While critics were not kind to Another 48 Hours, box office receipts told a different story. The film grossed nearly $160 million worldwide, proving that audiences still loved the chemistry between Murphy and Nolte. Murphy's jump in salary between the two films was emblematic of his meteoric rise in Hollywood, where he had become a household name, and one of the highest-paid actors of his generation. The financial success of the sequel reinforced his star power, even as the critical reception hinted at the challenges that lay ahead in maintaining his dominance in an evolving industry. After the massive success of Eddie Murphy's film debut in 48 Hours, producers were eager to capitalize on his growing popularity. The following year, in 1983, Murphy starred in Trading Places, a comedy alongside Dan Aykroyd, another Saturday Night Live alumnus. Directed by John Landis, the film combined sharp satire with physical comedy, resulting in a box office hit. Made on a relatively modest budget of $15 million, Trading Places grossed an impressive $120 million, again firmly establishing Murphy as one of Hollywood's next big star. What many don't know is that Trading Places wasn't originally written with Murphy or Aykroyd in mind. The roles were initially offered to comedy legends Richard Pryor and Gene Wilder. The two had already proven their on-screen chemistry in hits like Silver Streak and Stir Crazy, and their involvement would have made Trading Places another surefire success. However, Pryor had to back out of the project due to health issues, leaving the producers scrambling for a replacement. This opened the door for Murphy, who was fresh off his 48 Hours breakthrough, to step into the role of Billy Ray Valentine. At just 22 years old, Murphy brought an energy and charisma that electrified the film. His chemistry with Aykroyd, who played the uptight Louis Winthorpe III, was undeniable, creating one of the most memorable comedy pairings of the decade. The success of Trading Places cemented Murphy's status as a box office draw. It also marked the beginning of his collaboration with director John Landis, with whom he would later work on the iconic Coming to America. While it's fun to imagine Pryor and Wilder in the roles, many fans agree that Murphy and Aykroyd's performances gave Trading Places its unique charm and enduring appeal. No other duo could have pulled off a better job. This movie was made for Murphy and Aykroyd, but just like 48 Hours, Murphy did not receive top billing or the top salary. Aykroyd was the first name the fans saw, including a paycheck of $3 million. Murphy was just paid $1 million, although he was arguably the star everyone came to see. His first two movies were blockbusters. We will examine his next two on the next episode.
Looking good, Billy Ray!